Alright guys, we're back in the shop troubleshooting why the Perkins is not starting. So I was given some tips by different people and by one of my subscribers as well. And I'm really thankful for those, so I'm gonna go and narrow those things down. We have the combustion chamber caps. I took all of them off and I watched the injectors to see if they are injecting fuel. Because I know I have fuel right up to the injector lines where they go onto the injector connection. But from there, who knows what happens. So I found that cylinder 1 and 2 was dry. There was no fuel coming out. 3, however, was spraying like almost 2 feet out of the little chamber there, straight out, just dusting it. I'm like, okay, so we have 2 injectors that are not getting fuel, 1 is getting fuel. There can only be a problem with the pump or with the injectors. Next up, I pulled the stopper shaft to shut the fuel off to see if that stopping mechanism works or if it doesn't work. Well, turns out that suddenly none of them got fuel. Okay, it means the stopper works, that's good. And then I put the stopper back down, tried to get the throttle to pick up, cranked it over again for a couple seconds, and there was still no fuel coming. Okay, that tells me there's some issue with the pump, because if that number 3 cylinder still gets no fuel on the injector after pushing the stopper all the way back in, there should be fuel coming pretty quickly after that. It's not like it's bleeding back or draining back down. So, pull the pump cover off again right here. You guys can see that. Our little spring. Still know where that's supposed to go. Goes on the top here, in the top hole. There's 3 holes it hooks in the top with this little this little pin right here. You can see it. And then the spring in here hooks into that pin, and then it hooks here in the middle hole. That's the setting that it came out with when I first took this pump apart. So I tried to move my stopper shaft. That moves freely just fine. I tried to move this and my metering valve is turning just fine. And I checked my spring here is good, like it's pushing right back. This is connected, it's moving. So, I don't know. I know there's a little metal ring in here that has grooves, and the 2 little wheels run on it, and they compress the fuel at different times. And that looked pretty okay. I mean, it wasn't like it was never used before, but it was in okay shape from my point of view anyways. And this pump worked before I rebuilt this tractor. So anyways, the other thing is there's 3 outlets for the different injectors. And the funny thing is that the outlet that's almost the highest out of the pump, I guess not quite, but close, that one had pressure. The other ones seemed like there's no fuel coming into the injectors. So if this injector got fuel right after we put the stopper shaft back down, then I would have said these 2 injectors are dirty. They need cleaning. But now that none of them have fuel, even after stopper shaft is down into the starting position again, I'm wondering if the fuel is not pumping properly out of the pump. Anyways, we'll see. We'll get there. Keep you guys posted. If you have any comments or know any tricks or tips that could help me get this thing rolling, please let me know. Put it down below in the comments and maybe we can figure this out and let this thing roll out of the shop soon. Thanks for your time and watching this and for your support, and I'll see you in the next one.